you do. You
My
need a
chin is right in my paper.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think you need a higher chair there. Wouldn't one of these chairs be higher than what you got?
No, this is okay.
Okay.
This rolls.
Oh. Okay, now I know.
So I can see her rock and roll.
Oh, one time I remember,
Yeah.
it's on that training session with SCS.
That one right there.
Shouldn't too, it
Got a
sounds
sticker on
ridiculous, but we were
Yeah.
in the bar and we all got kind of treated. We were playing bumper cars. Yeah, it was not really intelligent.
Yeah.
Here's another.
Nobody else gets to hear it.
We decided we probably had too much to drink. Playing bumper cars with the chairs in the bar. Yeah, I thought, I think, we probably should call it a night and go home, go back to our hotel room and call it a night. When we got to that point, we looked at each other going, oh my goodness, I think we had enough.
Lots of fun.
I got one of the first.
Yeah, that was the good old days.
Because he called fishing game and was having hunters come in, but you talked to me first and I said, sure, I said, I'll go shoot that for you, because there was a tree. So, probably get one this year too, hopefully. Oh, yeah. Really, I went to the Four Seas out by Cooney, and we took a left up in
If
there.
it's empty, I'll take it.
200
and put it in the orifice.
Yeah, we couldn't believe it.
I didn't know he does that right away.
Well, I thought I'd try to do it earlier.
Try it.
There you go.
They probably don't let you with a 200 of them.
I gotta find
Hi, Brenda, how are
your ring binder. I just filled up the last one, so I gotta get it.
Oh, for this stuff,
Yeah,
I've got, I think 8 of them. Good ones.
yeah,
Yeah,
I gotta get
getting
it.
to be that way all over fishing, hunt and everything.
I don't know what I saved all that stuff, but I did.
But
Well, it pays to go look back sometimes. When someone's such questions. That's not right. Been a long week. Granddaughter's in the hospital last week.
oh,
Well, she has these bouts of losing her sight in one eye. It's the second time it's happened. They don't know why. And then they have to give her these steroid treatments, which she can't take. There's no documentation that you should have a reaction that she has. So now she has to go to a specialist on Thursday, because the pediatric specialist is saying she needs to go to a different specialist that specializes in her problem. So it's so unique. 13.
how's it going?
That's Jerry.
I can't see it anymore. I see Pilates deal last week.
Here's
There's some ball head guys in the paper.
Here she goes. They run tests and everything on her, where normally that happens, your nerve back
Well, I thought it was
swollen,
back far enough, but.
but her nerve is swollen. But, yeah, but you can tell that she can't see because her, our retina will not, her pupil will not track when this happens. And they have to give her these steroid treatments that she can't take unless they give her Lexerol, Benadryl, and Ativan. They've almost got to knock the kid out. And they usually
She
did.
had an MRI done?
Oh yeah, she's had several done. And the treatment usually takes an hour to do, but they have to take 2.5 hours. They cannot give it to her fast. It has to be really, really slow so that she can actually get that treatment. She has to have 5 treatments and it takes 5 days. And she ends up in the hospital because of her reaction and the meds they have to give her to get her through that treatment. And she got out Saturday, and she still can have a reaction. And like today, I had to give her Flexerol at school today because the pain was coming back. So supposed to be in volleyball practice
I
tonight,
did.
but
Good.
by the time she got through going through school today, she was wiped out, and so she had to go home and relax.
Hmm.
So we'll see if she
I don't
makes
think
it.
it's like a seizure or something.
Nope, no seizures, nothing, no fever, no nothing,
You can
just,
have a seizure and still be conscious.
yes, but no,
I don't know.
they've checked, they've done spinal taps, they've done everything on this kid. So they're trying to figure out what,
Huh. Well, hopefully they figure it out.
yeah, when we just transferred her from Fromberg, so. She's going to Fromberg school now.
So grade she in?
8, there's 15 of them now. The largest
Really?
class up there is 8th graders.
Wow, I heard there's only 4 kids in the first grade.
First, yeah, they would be, yeah, those guys are first graders, so I think, yeah. And then there's only 4 seniors gonna graduate this year.
Really?
There's only 4 but there's 15 8th graders.
That's good.
There's 32 kids in the high school and 15 of them are 8th graders.
Oh my gosh.
Our grandson's one of them,
Oh,
Is he?
yeah, who's your grandson?
Tanner.
Oh, I know Tanner, I sub a lot, yeah, I know Tanner, yeah,
Okay.
yep. Yeah, that's a big class up there now.
Need a bunch more that big.
Yeah, well, like,
Let's hope tonight.
and Jordan's used to having just one of her classes being 32 people, and that's a whole
Really?
high school. And there's like 3 different classes of those, so there's over 60-some kids.
Good.
Well, almost 90, I guess, and Shepherd
Oh, really?
in the 8th grade, so.
Yeah.
Visiting relatives. We drove though, so it was
It's a long ride.
But she's liking it.
That's good.
She's really
I
liking
drove
it.
out there
That's
about
good.
many years ago. Had some good friends that lived in Bemidji.
Yeah. It's
So we-
Minnesota, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it on the way back.
Well, I'll have to tell Tanner I met his
We
friend.
drove out there. Wife and I, and our daughter was just a baby. Her parents.
Yeah, he's pretty happy here too.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame him with those teachers, you know, they work with those kids, and they're really good with them, and,
They
go-
Good,
the whole 9 yards.
because the town is right on the
The
lake.
kids willing
Oh, is
to
it?
work, they're,
Yeah.
that's what they're doing with their granddaughters, so.
Yeah, well, he needs it. He went to medicine school last year.
Yeah.
That school is a mess.
Mhm.
Just,
Well, we just had to pull our granddaughter out of Shepherd because of a bullying situation that they weren't addressing.
Yep. Yeah.
We had to pull her out, it got really bad, so we pulled her, and she's a lot happier now.
Good.
Yeah, my granddaughter's name is Jordan, so Tanner, he knows her, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, with a class of 15, you can.
Especially if it's a girl. He's
Oh,
just
yeah.
Kinda noticing them.
Oh, yeah, and she's a small, petite blonde, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he noticed her.
Anybody in here?
Howdy.
Yeah, I think there's 12 kindergartners.
It's just one. Just
We gotta sign it to,
say we're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, that's if you're running for any politics.
Sign on it.
That's only I get anybody to run.
You sit in the back row and sign the paper, the next meeting you're up here.
You used to sign my name.
Mike, I heard you're tired from hauling that big outboard.
I am.
Did you get one?
No.
Shot over it.
I missed.
Did you really?
Yeah, I missed.
Track soup again
Well, at
this
least
year.
you've seen some.
But the ones you didn't get are always bigger than the ones you get. so-
Yeah.
Yeah,
More work.
they were just glad to get out of there.
To get out of there, is make it out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah, Missouri
Get
Green
it all
says
done.
that.
okay, I think we can go back to Jerry.
Jerry's our
We'll make
official-
him the sign-in keeper.
I
Jerry's
have
our
a college
official
degree to do
secretary.
this, I tell ya.
Everybody get a copy of
Do you
this.
sign this?
Get a copy of the
Give them
agenda.
a stick so that they know I don't wanna sign it.
Oh, well,
Very good, pass one down.
all right.
Jerry, did you?
I have one.
Good, yourself?
Okay, that one? Okay.
No.
Did you get to sign in?
I did,
Sorry.
Well, you had this morning, a big smile on your face.
Excuse for me.
Was that your car or the truck?
Car.
I don't know why.
There's one that you missed, I tagged it.
Oh, yeah. I might just say, take that trim out here, be outside.
Did you see?
I did.
You did,
I think it's been around over here.
okay.
Yep.
That doesn't, that's
Oh.
not mine.
I'll take it.
No, no, it's mine.
Did you get to sign in?
You got everybody but you.
You saw, oh, it's like you're saying. Thank you.
Sure.
Good, Jerry.
What?
You're still on.
I had that, but you took it away from me.
I know, right here.
I don't want that to be on.
Here's some copies of the minutes from before, if anybody wants to look at these and pass these around.
Come in here.
I would love to.
Any questions?
Did you need to sign this?
Nope.
You need to sign that?
Okay, I'll risk it.
Okay.
Okay. Did you sign that?
How are you?
You ever start this meeting? Stand for pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks everyone for coming. If you don't mind, I'd like to suggest we have a moment of silence for the people who tragically had to deal with some very nasty stuff last night, so. Thank you. The first item is review and adopt the agenda. Any questions, comments, or changes? On the agenda?
I make a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
We have a motion and a second to accept the agenda as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Agenda adopted. Public comment for those items not on the agenda. Anybody have anything on their mind that we're not gonna cover tonight, they'd like to have a say? Tammy?
I do. You know, this is just a recommendation. It's kind of been brought to my attention. I was looking through the internet the other day and I come across Montana water wastewater rate study. And it was, the latest one they have was conducted in 2014. For those that aren't familiar, if you go on it and you look at it, you will see how different municipalities bill for their water. And it's just a recommendation, but I do know that you have a vacation rate, and I find it rather funny that somebody would have to come in and request a vacation rate when you could go with a flat rate, which would cover their vacation rate, and bill for every 1,000 gallons of water additionally. And you wouldn't have to change your bookkeeping system that much that way. But it would be a more fair system. I mean, if you look at the electric company, they don't charge you for 20 kilowatts whether you use them or not. You're charged per kilowatt afterwards. And I guess that's one of my deals. If you go on it, you will find some pretty stark differences in places just in Carbon County. I didn't bother to print them all off, but I think it would be something that would be advisable to look into. And I do have just some copies. I was kind of disappointed. Fromberg didn't participate or get their information in on time. I don't know. Because theirs is left
Blank.
pretty much blank. It doesn't say what the deal is when you come to it. Bridger, Joliet, Red Lodge, they were all in there. And they go accordingly to larger towns and to smaller towns. But there's some pretty stark differences.
Okay.
But I'll leave these here if anybody wants one. You can look at them.
Yeah, do you have some to give to council?
Yep.
Just give them to
I
Brenda.
do. I have to jet out of here for work. So,
Brenda, why don't you either give them out tonight or put them in their mailbox, whatever they want to do. We'll talk. We can maybe put something on there about what we've discovered looking at it at the next meeting. Okay, thanks, Tammy. Anything else?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
something.
Ryan?
We were in receipt of letters for 2017 to the town that we requested. And this was included, which really wasn't correspondence to the town. It was something somebody graffitied at the post office. But there were a couple of letters from the town advocacy, it's a hard word, and a couple of others. But we have collected quite an additional amount of other letters that people have written that are not included in here. And I'm curious what happened to those letters, because we have them. And they were written to the city, and they should be on file. And what we're kind of shooting at here is the right to information. And if it doesn't exist, and obviously we have copies of letters from a lot of different people in town, they do exist. So I don't know why they aren't here on file. I don't know why we can't get the city's response to those letters. A lot of them were done verbally on the telephone from what I understand. And it just doesn't seem like an appropriate way to go about correspondence and response.
Well, we will discuss that, by the way, at correspondence, because we received a letter basically stating what you're stating. So we will address that on number 8 down the list a little bit here. Okay?
And the other one, well, I guess that would fall under old business, so I can wait on that one. Do we function under Robert's Rules of Order?
We try to, yeah.
Because I did some research on that, and I know in the past there's been some incidents with who do you consider the sergeant at arms here?
Are you making a comment or asking a question?
I'm asking a question, who's
Okay,
the
well, I don't
sergeant?
have to answer the question. If you wanna get down to Robert's Rules of Order, and Hope can correct me if I'm wrong, during a public comment, really there's not a requirement. We answer questions, it's a place to comment. But the person who is in charge of the meeting, if that's what you mean by sergeant at arms, is the mayor.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean.
Right.
But he appoints a sergeant at arms. There's been a number of occasions, me
necessarily.
personally included, where the police chief has taken it upon himself to remove people from the meeting.
I don't know of any incidents where that happened. He would not do that unless the mayor had asked, or the person who is presiding over the meeting. He would not remove people from the town council meeting unless he was asked to do so.
Well, I was here and he was gonna remove me and
He was going to, or he did?
no, he was going to,
Oh, well, he didn't.
but he was not requested to
Right. So he
by
didn't.
you,
Right.
which is, who is the one that's supposed to request that. And then the person is supposed to be very courteous and say you need to lower your voice and quit throwing things around, or we are going to have to remove you from the meeting. And if the person doesn't straighten out, then the mayor says you need to remove this person from the meeting, and then they can remove the person.
Okay.
It seems to me, well, I'm not gonna throw the people's names into this, but I believe this has happened on numerous occasions over the past. So that was just something that
Okay,
I wanted to clarify.
okay. Any other public comment?
Aaron?
Okay.
I believe that there is a employee handbook, and it calls for the people to be courteous and respectful of the citizens. And we are aware of quite a few instances where that has not happened. And it's been brought to your attention, there have been letters written, and nothing's ever been done about it. So apparently the supervision is the problem, not the employee.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Anything else? All right, seeing nobody else, we'll get on with the rest of the business then. We have minutes of the last meeting, Monday, September 11th. Any questions, comments, or changes on that?
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes of the September 11th meeting.
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the minutes of the September 11th meeting. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Minutes for the special meeting on September 18th.
I'll make a motion to accept this minutes of the special meeting,
I'll second.
September 18th.
We have a motion and a second to accept the minutes of September 18th. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. September 18th, we had a busy September.
I make a motion we accept the minutes for the September 18th, 7:15 session as written.
We have a motion and a second to accept the minutes of September 18th. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Then we had a work session on the budget for, also on that night, September 18th. Pretty simple minutes, basically we just, for work sessions, we just put discussion held.
I make a motion to accept the work session minutes on September 18th.
A motion and a second to accept the minutes from the work session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. And one more special meeting on the 21st. Minutes for the special meeting on the 21st.
Make a motion to accept the minutes for September 21st as written.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the minutes. Meeting on September 21. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. So Jim was presiding over that meeting. Do I still sign off on the minutes?
No.
He did sign off. Thank you. Pass that down for a piece.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions or comments on the bills?
I make a motion to accept the bills as presented to us.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to accept the bills as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. All right. Brenda, we have your report up first.
Okay, monthly clerk report by Brenda Castle, October 2, 2017. You are receiving the usage billing summary, billing journal summary, the accounts receivable summary, collections history, tax voucher detail, revenue voucher detail, combined check register, copy of the Bank of Bridger bank statements, statement of expenditure budget versus actual, and statement of revenue budget actual versus actual as reports.
I'll make a motion to accept Brenda's report as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to accept Brenda's report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Okay, someone down here, we got public works over there.
Sure.
Mike, go ahead.
Only real main thing is, we ended up with a water leak on Lover's Lane. It actually come up, buckled up the pavement. It ended up being a worse water leak because the idiot operator had to take one more bucket. But basically, they put the corp stop, they threaded the corp stop directly into the AC pipe, which you don't do. They didn't have a saddle on it. Smacked it, it blew it right out. So we had to shut water down for a couple hours, got it all fixed up. And while we were there, we just moved up the street, and we did the tie-in for the gentleman building log cabins. Now he's all tied in. Weather permitting, the mayor had already authorized me before to go ahead and put more asphalt down. Weather permitting, this week it's gonna be cold, but next week it's supposed to come out. Weather permitting, we're gonna throw another 100 ton down there. We're gonna pave 350 feet of Lover's Lane, which will go from East River Street over the two burnouts that I just, or the repairs that I just did. And I'm not gonna go much further than that because the hydrant right up the street right there is scheduled for replacement. So I'm not gonna put new pavement down there and turn around and have to tear it back up again.
Mike, are you gonna use hot mix or cold mix?
Can't get cold mix.
Oh, good.
Or to the best of my knowledge, the last time we checked on cold mix, it was 80-some bucks a ton, and we had to go clear out past Lockwood to get it.
And what is a hot mix costing now?
$50 a ton, and it's
Yeah.
out of Laurel.
Okay, so,
And the hot mix
the cold
runs
mix would work better.
So much nicer out of the
yeah,
paving
but I
machine.
mean, with the cold mix, it would work a little bit better if the weather is not crap, you know. the
Not
weather's good.
necessarily. If we can still get pavement, we can go. They're supposedly, they'll still make pavement down to 45 degrees.
Okay.
It's trying to get, now I've gotta get the county to see if they'll bring me 5 loads of asphalt to do the 100 ton, to do the whole strip in one shot. So,
They've been helping out a lot.
they've been very gracious to us. In the past, they've been hauling in fact, they hauled most of the majority of all of our payment. So, we got that. Other than that, we're just getting things geared up now to, get ready for winter, so. Getting ready to put the sander in the dump truck once it gets a little bit further on where we don't think we're gonna need it.
I see the driller's down there, he didn't start today or anything, did he? Just got the truck
Just
down
got
there?
the truck, he just showed up today.
Down at the well house or the well site, so that's moving along all right.
Everything's pretty much in, except I don't think we have the control unit for the bulk station. I think he's got the hole cut through the roof for the piping to come out. He did also make a comment that the guy that's doing it, the shingles on there are pretty brittle, which tin it would be the easiest and quickest, just to tin it, but.
And it wouldn't take more than a couple hours, probably.
No, it would be very quickly, but just so you're aware, it is.
Yeah.
So the stainless steel pipe, I believe, is being threaded. Cause we have to cut it, it has to be cut and sent to Billings to a machine shop to thread it. It's 3-inch stainless. But I don't believe the control unit's here yet for it. So, other than that, all the piping, everything else is in.
Yeah, it looks pretty good down there.
All the lines are tied in, so, and the lines run over to where the well's gonna go. Once you punches the well, we can chlorinate that line and pressure test it and go.
You plan on drilling this week? As far as you know?
I talked with Dave today. He said he's supposed to be here at noon. He didn't get here till I think 1:30 when he finally come in, and then I'm assuming they're gonna start drilling tomorrow, so. With no more than what that ground is down there, they should easily be able to punch it in a day. So, and they should have all the piping, cause that was my understanding why the driller didn't come out, was cause they had to wait for all the piping and stuff. Had to meet the ASE specs, American Steel Works.
And you're trying out another fellow that had interviewed with Jay and seeing how he might turn out. to make
So
a
far, it's turned out pretty good. He got trial by fire. He's been in 2 holes now, so.
Anything else?
Pretty much it.
When are you gonna get the windows put in?
When you guys approve it.
I'm dragging my feet because they've been that way for a long time.
They have been that way for a long, long
it's
time.
like
To be perfectly
putting in
honest with
bugs.
you, I'd rather work on the doors than I would the windows, so, but.
It's like maybe, yeah, I haven't been bringing it up, but
I haven't
that's all right,
either.
cause it has been on there every year.
I just left it on there. It's never been approved. So,
And the door?
never been approved.
Do we need a new door or?
Probably. Probably gonna need 2 of them. They have the big overhead doors.
Yeah, did you give us some pricing on that?
No, I never had a chance to get some.